When I first moved to the United States, it was probably one of the most stressful things I've ever done. Coming from Canada, we have a different system, a different way of working. And getting to the United States, I was completely lost. But I was referred by someone that I met by complete chance in a hotel to Gabriella. From the first call that was made, everything changed. She understood the absolute importance for me to be in the United States, to lead my team from the front, and to be able to contribute to our gaming industry in the worldwide home of the gaming industry. I couldn't do that from Canada because you're either in the community or you're not. Gabriella understood that, and the very first thing that I felt was secure. And I think when you're an immigrant, the most important thing is to feel safe. And for me, the very first thing that happened was an overwhelming sense of I'm going to be okay. And there's absolutely no price that you could pay for that feeling. The other thing that I absolutely loved was the constant follow-ups. So the thing is, when you go into a government process, it is just that, a process. But a human being, or at least me being what I am, I need to be constantly reassured. And what I love the most over and above the professional service was the constant follow-up of, you're here in the process, here's the next step, here's about the time that it should take, and then the constant follow-ups to say, hey, how are you doing? Are things okay? Do you have any questions? You're here in the process, please remember, here's the next step. So probably what I love the most of my entire journey from moving to Canada to Las Vegas was the fact that I felt surrounded by people who cared, people who absolutely knew what they were doing, and people that understood that the feeling of safety, the feeling of being guided through a process, the need for constant communication, well, that's inbred into their DNA, because I didn't feel like they were forcing it. I just felt like that was natural inside of their culture to make sure that I was always feeling okay. And it made this very stressful journey, this very big leap of faith into the unknown, it made it so much easier. So I'm a living proof of how incredibly competent, dedicated, and caring Gabriella and her team are, and how they take the human directly to heart to make sure that the services that they provide, they actually understand in the deepest sense how much of an impact that has on people, their families, their friends, and their entire future. And what I will always remember from that journey from Canada to Las Vegas, quite honestly, I don't think I would have been able to make it if Gabriella wasn't there. Her team really were my lifeline every time I lost hope, every time I got scared, every time you do what you do when you overthink. They were always there on the other end of an email or a call to listen, to reassure, and to make sure that any concern that I had was listened to in action in real time. And for that, the word thank you is probably, and most probably, not enough, but I have the deepest sense of gratitude for what I lived and for what I've been able to accomplish for my industry, for my shareholders, and for my incredible team, because I had the very loving support of Gabriella and her team.